Tinubu came to London, King Charles rolled out the red carpet. There was a state banquet at Windsor Castle, and in between all the pomp and ceremony, your president, our president, signed a deal that could get Nigerians deported from this country faster than ever before. And you know what the worst part is? He went back to Abuja and called it a victory. Stay with me, please. Because by the end of this, you will understand exactly what this deal means, who it actually affects, and why both the UK government and the Nigerian government are not telling you the full truth. And that's waiting they happen today. In March 2026, President Tinubu made his first state visit to the United Kingdom, the first Nigerian leader to do so in 37 years. And on the surface, it looked good. Trade deals, investment talks, King Charles welcoming the Nigerian diaspora at St. James's Palace. But buried inside that visit was a migration agreement signed between UK Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood and Nigeria's Interior Minister Tunji Ojo. Here is what it does. Previously, when the UK wanted to deport a Nigerian with no valid passport, Nigeria would delay issuing travel documents, sometimes for months, sometimes indefinitely. This created a bureaucratic logjam that protected a lot of people from being removed, even after they'd exhausted their legal options. That logjam is now gone. Under this new deal, Nigeria has agreed to accept what are called UK letters, simple identification documents issued by British authorities, as sufficient to put someone on a deportation flight back to Nigeria. No Nigerian passport required, no lengthy documentation process, just a UK letter and a flight. Now, let me give you the numbers, because the numbers matter. Right now, in the UK, there are 961 Nigerian asylum seekers who have exhausted every legal appeal. They have nowhere to turn, nowhere left to turn in the system. Under the old arrangement, they were still here because Nigeria wouldn't process their documents quickly enough. But under this new deal, they can be removed fast. There are also 1,110 Nigerian nationals convicted of crimes currently sitting in the UK jails waiting to be deported. The Home Office couldn't move them before. Now, I tell you, they can. And then there are the visa overstayers, Nigerians who came legally on student visas, work visas, visitor visas, and stayed beyond their permitted time. No official number has been given, but the Home Office has made it very clear they are firmly in scope. Since Labour came to power in July 2024, the UK has already deported or removed nearly 60,000 people total. Nigeria's deal makes Nigerians significantly easier to add to that number. Now, here is what I actually think, and I want you to hear me clearly. I am not here to defend people who have committed serious crimes. If you come to somebody else's country and you commit crimes, you face the consequences. That is fair. But I have a problem with how this deal was presented. And I have a problem with what it means for vulnerable people. Because here's the truth, that neither government wants to say out loud. The UK government celebrated this deal as a border security win. But when you strip away the language, what they have done is remove the one practical protection that many desperate people had left. Not a legal protection, not human rights protection, but bureaucratic delays. And that delay was the only thing standing between some people and a country they may not have been to in 20 years. And Tinubu, he signed this deal while calling Nigerians in the diaspora an economic lifeline. His own government's figure listen to this, his own government figure showed the diaspora sent home nearly $21 billion in remittances in 2024 alone. $21 billion. 4 times Nigeria's entire foreign direct investment for the same year. 4 times. You are sending more money home than all the foreign investors combined. And your president flew to London and made it easier for the UK to send you back home. Now, he will say, and his people have said, of course, that this only applies to those here illegally. And technically, that is correct. The deal is clear that it applies only to Nigerian nationals with no right to remain. But I want you to think about something. When a government is under pressure to show it is tough on immigration, and it now has a fast-track tool, do you trust that tool will only ever be used perfectly on only the right people with 0 errors? Femi Falana, one of Nigeria's most respected human rights lawyers, has already said publicly that this deal is legally defective, that it lowers the threshold for deportation in ways that could lead to wrongful removals, that people could be sent back without proper verification of who they actually are. That is not a small concern. That is a serious legal challenge from a serious person. Here is what this means for you, specifically as a Nigerian in the UK. If you are here legally, settled status, British citizenship, valid leave to remain, this deal does not directly touch you. Let me be clear about that. But it touches your community. It touches people you know. People who came the same time you came, made different choices, hit different circumstances. People whose situations are more complicated than legal or illegal allows for. And it sets a tone. Because when your own government, the government that is supposed to represent you on the world stage, when they make it easier for another country to remove people without fighting for due process, without pushing back on the human rights concerns, without even asking for something meaningful in return beyond trade deals and loan guarantees, that tells you something. It tells you something about how that government sees you. Not as citizens to be protected, as a resource to be celebrated when the remittances arrive and managed when they become inconvenient. So, what should you do with this information? First, know your status. If there is any uncertainty about your immigration position in this country, do not wait, please. Speak to a qualified immigration solicitor, not a friend, not someone from church who's been through the process before. A qualified professional. The rules have changed and they will keep changing. Second, stay informed. Because things like this do not get attention they deserve in mainstream media. They never did. Your community media, channels like this one, channel like ours, they exist specifically to break this down for you in a way that is honest and relevant to your life. And third, have an opinion. Don't just consume this. Talk about it. Share it. Because the Nigerian diaspora in the UK is powerful. It is educated. And it deserves a voice in conversations that directly affects it. I am Samuel. This is Wetin dey happen. And that, my friend, is Wetin dey happen this very day.